Jurassic Park was a massive success. Literally. It was a big, humongous phenomenon. People loved it. Critics loved it. And what made that film so fantastic wasn't just the cool dinosaurs. It was the characters and the direction by Spielberg. That movie was so good, it actually made 2 sequels. Jurassic Park, The Lost World, which I actually found a pretty good sequel. Not as good as the first, but probably the best in the sequel lineup. Then we got Jurassic Park 3, which really didn't put us up until, yeah, that, and we don't really remember that. And then, literally, Jurassic Park really just took a hibernation for the massive failure of the third film. So Universal's like, oh yeah, Jurassic Park was a company. That movie made some money, right? No, but let's do it a soft reboot, but not really a reboot. It's technically a sequel to the third film, but it's kind of a reboot, but it's still in the same universe. Whatever. In 2015, they made Jurassic World. Not just the first, not as good even in the second. Way better than the third one, though. I found this movie good. It was an enjoyable film. And then, literally, it took Jurassic Park was no longer existing for 3 whole years. And Universal's like, oh yeah, Jurassic World made a buttload of money, so let's make Jurassic Park 2, The Fallen Kingdom. And this movie is literally the last Jedi of the Jurassic Park universe. There's so much debate if this movie is even good. People are saying, okay, this movie is a fun time, but my goodness, this movie is getting so much hate. Some people loved it, some people said it was okay, and I said, yeah, it was my 3rd favorite film of the year. Just only seen it once. Rewatching it, it's still good, but it wasn't as great as I remember it. Let's talk in detail, and if you have not seen Jurassic Park, if you have not seen Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom, this will contain spoilers for that film and the entire Jurassic Park franchise. Got that? Okay, let's get on with the review.
Jurassic World, the island. You're alright. Easy, girl. All of that is in the past.
So, the film opens with rain, darkness, and after getting on the island or the old park of Jurassic World. Why are they there? Well, we don't really know until we learn about that. Hey, they need the tooth of the Dominus Rex from the last 3 films. Why is he still bones? How long does it take? I don't know how this is true or not. This is just me speculating. But how long does it take for an actual animal species to turn into dust? 3 years of being in the ocean and it's still bones? And its teeth are still strong? And so, let me get this straight, Universal. They needed the tooth for what? For the Indoraptor? No, they don't use the tooth because at the end, the guy gets the Dominus Rex tooth, and then the T-Rex just jumps on it. It's not used for the Indoraptor, and they only collected 1. Only 1? Like, if I'm hearing all this correctly, only 1 tooth out of this dinosaur that you made for like $1 billion or something like that. You've only done 1 tooth. Why? You could have collected the entire skeleton, because apparently it's still a skeleton. I don't know why it's still a skeleton. But you only collect 1 tooth. Only 1. That really surprises me. So, this raincoat guy, because we know everything happens to raincoat. Oh yeah, I forgot. Things that people that are wearing raincoats don't really... What is with the year 2017 and 18 with raincoats? Like, come on. So this guy, I'm calling him the raincoat guy. I'm calling him the standing and scream. I'm calling him Stan. That's what I'm calling him. I'm calling him Glue Feet. Because as we're getting all this stuff after they got the Dominus Rex's tooth, and you know how the guy, you know the big, like, thing that in the first Jurassic World ate the great white shark? How is it still alive? What has it been eating, to be honest? How are these dinosaurs still living? Have they just been eating other dinosaurs? Animals need food. They need food, so I don't know what the deal is. And so let me get this straight. The entire plot of this movie is a volcano is erupting on Isla Nublar, where they built Jurassic World. A functioning park. Let's say nothing bad wouldn't happen with the park, everything went fine and normal. They built a park where they knew there was an active volcano. They built a park where they knew there was an active volcano. So that kind of just losed business. So the T-Rex comes and we get this big epic T-Rex moment, but then we get another big T-Rex moment when they're in like the little gyrosphere ball, and this like devil dinosaur comes in. Not the Marvel devil dinosaur. Yeah, that devil dinosaur comes in and then he chomps, and then we get that big epic moment. Why do we get that moment when we've already seen him in this film? It really makes no sense. We see the big epic moment in the trailer. I don't know why they act like it's such a big epic deal. So this guy gets chomped in, and we still don't really know what a plot is. The plot doesn't really kick in, I'm not even kidding, until like an hour in this movie. Until they get into this house, and the movie becomes a monster movie kind of thing, where he's basically just, the Indoraptor is just chasing everyone. Trust me, we'll get to the Indoraptor. Tapping toe. And, this tooth, really. A tooth. I'm still on this volcano thing. They built an active part on a park where they knew there was going to be a volcano. Because this makes sense. This is what we're working with, right? But there's apparently also a volcano in the first Jurassic Park, but it's never mentioned in the first Jurassic Park. So that film can take it out. I'm worried about a functional amusement park like Disneyland with thousands of people with an active volcano in the center. And why though? That's what I'm asking. Why? Build a volcano. There's a volcano. They decided to build a park with... Okay, let's talk about the cast. Is Chris Pratt good in this movie? He's fine. He's Chris Pratt, but he's doing it for a paycheck. Literally. In the first Jurassic World, some people say he was underdeveloped. He was in square one from the first film. Okay, square one is good. The second one will probably crush him. At the end of the film, he's still in square one. That's not how you develop a character. For in the first film, it's like saying in Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars trilogy. In the first film, he's learning about the Force still. He's still kind of this rookie mistaker. And in the last in Return of the Jedi, he's still learning about that, but he's still in square one. That's not how the arc works. In the first film, he went from point A to point B. Okay, in the sequel, he's going to go to point C to point D. No, he stays in point B. He hops around between point A and B like marbles. He's juggling. He's a juggler. And Chris Pratt in this movie when we meet him, he's building a shack. So has he been building this for 3 years? If he has, what? Okay, I'm coming along. I've never built a house before, but does it really take you 3 years and it would still be a structure? Like, it would still just be... It would still just be this thing that's there? Like, it would still be like the wood frame? Still be a wood frame after 3 years. Let's just say I build a chair. It's a 3-year project. And I show you the chair, and it's still, I haven't even started, for 3 years. I know chairs and houses are different, but you get what I'm saying. He's, what in the world? It's still there. The house, okay. So let's talk about Claire. Is she better than in the first one? Yes. She went from point A in the beginning of the first film, point B, and in this film she goes to point C in the beginning, and she's in point C. So she's not as a juggler as Crash's character, but she's still juggling a thing. She's still juggling that, kind of pat that in. Like, so we have this one girl with glasses that's apparently an doctor, which we end up learning that she heals Blue in a very fun scene. Blue is good in this movie. I'm jumping to Blue because there's so many characters I don't give a crap about, which I should. In the first Jurassic Park, even heck, in the original trilogy, I still cared about the characters. Jurassic World, fun, yeah. So we have this scientist girl, doctor thing, and then we have this scientist guy, which he's basically afraid of everything, afraid of planes, but he still gets on the plane and stuff. And also, Claire and Owen are no longer dating, but at the end of the film, they end up dating. So I don't really get the momentum here. It's just kind of an odd momentum for me. So we have this guy, which Claire was running the entire Jurassic World theme park. She knows how to computers, so why does she need this guy that screams all the time? Remember the 2 kids in the original Jurassic World? You know, those little brats? Yeah, they screamed all the time. We have this guy. This, what I'll tell you. There's also a little girl in this movie, which we actually feel like is a clone, but yeah, she basically just screams annoying. She helps some, like when Owen's saving this girl from the Indoraptor, she shows him a way out. She shows him the Asian guy, which trust me, we'll get to, and everything. But she basically just screams and gets herself in trouble. And also remember the Asian guy from the first Jurassic Park? Yeah, no, associated scientist. Even in Jurassic World, now he's literally just a mad scientist. Literally. I'm not even kidding. He's like Frankenstein. Like, seriously, man, just, oh my gosh, man, just cut it together, man. Just cut it together. Let's discuss this movie's sense of being in this Jurassic Park universe. Okay? So let's explain it, okay? So I'm going to put you in an example. In the beginning, we have Jeff Goldblum talking about how nature chose dinosaurs for extinction, like he did in Jurassic Park and in Jurassic The Lost World. And we're on his side. We're like, yes, I agree with you, because we've seen in all 4 of these films what happens in this corner. So we instantly invested in this character. So we're like, okay, maybe something's gonna happen. Our 2 main leads, they want to save dinosaurs, and we don't really connect with them because we're like, no, we know that these dinosaurs they had their chance and they should be extinct. We know all that. So we're on Jeff Goldblum's side. But we're supposed to, the movie wants us to be in the middle of their side and wants us to be on top of this side. Be over here, why don't you? But don't be over here. It's kind of a weird mechanism. I mentioned that this movie has a tone problem. The first hour of this movie I found fun. We get some fun things. The exposition scene is with Claire and all that stuff with the island. Why not the most interesting thing in the world? You know, it's suitable. The first hour of this movie is fine. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't what I wanted this movie to be, but it's fine. And this movie has tone shifts, issues. It's trying to be a serious horror movie. It's trying to be a comedy, a drama, a thriller, an adventure, a romance. It can't decide what it can't. What Universal doesn't get is what made the first Jurassic Park and even Lost World so great is the direction. Everything tension was building. There's always something building. The dinosaur scene, the escape scene in the first Jurassic Park, the rain, the fog, the camera work, the beautiful cinematography just builds and builds on that scene. You're always building. From the first moment, from the first act with the Velociraptor in the cage, Spielberg is building on that scene. When they're passing by the first time and the T-Rex is not there. Spielberg is always building. Same with The Lost World. The baby's coming, the two Jurassic World from the beginning. You know, okay, Spielberg is building something smart. Spielberg knows what he's doing. He's building something. And he's building until that scene hits you and you're good. Jurassic World, it didn't really build on anything. This movie is building on something. It's building, but unlike Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 2, it doesn't exceed. It just has an issue. It has a problem from bouncing. Like when they get blue and this old guy shoots Aaron with a dart and lava's coming and he's trying to get out and he's trying to get out of that area. It's supposed to be funny, but our main character's gonna maybe get burned alive. And this movie just builds and builds into their villains are cartoon characters. They're auctioning dinosaurs. Really? Like they're auctioning dinosaurs. There's this old guy who eventually dies and who actually just has a daughter, but she died in a car crash and now she's a clone. That is a whole other subplot I really don't want to get into because we don't need clones in Jurassic Park. Where do clones belong? Star Wars. Clones belong in Star Wars. They don't belong in this universe. Like, I'm serious. They don't belong in this universe. Everything is always saying, okay, we're getting a good moment here, okay? We're having something where we just need to fill in this clone after this guy dies. And there's so much callbacks to the original. She's trying to get the laundry chute down, just like the first film. The Indoraptor opens a door, just like in the first film. A lot of stuff just is nothing happening. This is almost a nothing movie. It's a fun movie with some fun shit. So then the movie takes a jump till we finally get the Indoraptor. Very tense. And this is when the film, in my opinion, takes another tonal shift to just being a full-out monster horror movie. The Indoraptor, great design. Really great, fun, interesting design. But they don't hear him. This old guy in a lab they've been building under your house on 3- floor, they don't hear this Indoraptor hear him. It's really just baffling to me that this entire film just has, okay, we need to have this moment be here, but we also need to have this moment be here. Why? Just tell me, just why this entire film is this utter blown up entire mess. Is the Indoraptor good? Yes. Is there some interesting, intense scenes? Yes. But then there's this intense, he's wasted in this film. Blue eventually kills him because Blue does everything. And there's so much stuff that is just wasted in this entire film. And then all the dinosaurs out, just really... Overall, is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom as good as Remember Me? No. Would it still be at number 3? No, it'd probably be at like number 6, number 7, even number 10. But I still enjoyed the film, and I'm going to give it a C. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.